an industry where designers and stylists are mushrooming up every single day. So this means there is a lot of competition in this our nation. However, there is two young designers that have gotten their momentum up and running right now, and I'm going to be linking up with two of them. I've actually been dressed by one of the designers. I will be letting you later on. I'll be letting you know later on the show. It's the Fashion Climax show. Let's get into the fashion there, the trend, as well as the fashion tip. We are the Fashion Climax show, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. We're up and running on our Facebook, the Fashion Climax, and YouTube is running on the Fashion Climax show. My name is Ivan Kakulu. Welcome to the show. Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Ivan Kakulu. Like I said before, we move on to the designers. I told you let's move on to the fashion there, the trend, as well as the fashion tip. And this is the trend for this week. Now you need to move over the rompers. There is a new sheriff in town. Just weeks after the romper caused an uproar on the internet, a new fashion style for men is trending. I'm introducing to you the lace shorts. Yes, it does cause a little bit of commotion in the mind, the lace shorts. On Monday, the Instagram account Sparky Baby Official uploaded a photo of three gentlemen from waist down wearing pink, blue, and green lace shorts. Lace shorts for men are here. Would you actually let your gentleman wear it, or your man wear it? Probably your brother wear it. Ladies, that's a question for you. Now, the response to this new style has been mixed. Some people are crying out loud saying it can be happening, while others are actually embracing the trend. Someone said, if I see someone wearing these, I am running them over with my car. That was Steve Conley commenting on the post that was posted on social media a week ago, asking about whether you can let your husband or someone you know put on the lace shorts. Other Instagram users commented asking where they could buy the pair. What are your thoughts about the lace shorts? Now, like I said, it's causing controversy, and some people are appreciating it and welcoming it into the fashion industry, while others are crying out loud saying there's no chance in the hell they're going to let the people, their boyfriends or brothers, put on lace shorts. Now the question is, can you let the person you know, or your boyfriend, friend maybe, put on lace shorts however fashionable they might be? That's what I had for you for the trend. Said every single week I do bring you a fashion day. We look at the most daring things people do for fashion. We've seen models jump into the air to land on ground and lose their legs because they're trying to pose for photo shoots. Now this week on the show I bring you something quite different. Of course, it's about models. Yes, models love fashion, and of course it's what pays their bills, so sometimes they gotta do what they gotta do to pay the bills. Now this week on the fashion day I bring you a shark photo shoot. Yes, is that scary? The shark photo shoot. You wouldn't be able to get most people to go in oceans they knew had sharks in them, let alone convince someone to pose with a shark for hours on end. From the catwalk to the deep seas, models Hannah Fraser and Roberta Mancino are posed in a 30-foot whale shark 25 feet underwater in the Philippines. Photographers Sean Heinrichs and Christian Skimids spent 4 months planning the shoot, which lasted 5 days in total. In order to track down the sharks, they used the knowledge of local fishermen who had apparently managed the sea before, of course, the underwaters. The shoot was to raise awareness of the poaching of sharks and other giants that live in the ocean. So it was a beautiful cause. They were trying to raise awareness on on why people should stop poaching on whales. But the question gets to be, if you're the model and you approach to do such a photo shoot, would you take it up, or you would just send it away for other models to take up? But of course, it's clear to see that such photo shoots do come with a lot of money, and they do come with a lot of success if you successfully carry it out. Now these models were safe, of course, but the question is, would you pose underwater with sharks or whales simply because you're actually trying to make a living? That's what I had for you for the day for fashion. every single week, like I said, we do give you a fashion tip. Every single person needs a few fashion tips to stay fashionable and slay throughout the weeks. You're still watching the Fashion Climax show with Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, and my name is Ivan. Now, this week on the fashion tip, I give you two nice tips you might need to keep reading like a Bible. If you don't have time to try on jeans in the store, try the neck method. You can determine the size by placing the neckline of the jeans around the diameter of your neck. If the waistline of the pant comfortably meets at the back of your neck, that means the jeans do fit. That's been around for quite some time, but if you don't know how it goes around, yeah, I know about that like 3 years ago. Get to the shop, get those jeans in the waist, just put them around your neck. If they meet around your neck, that means that's the right fit. So you might need to try that out sometime. Then the other tip I have for you is cut down your closet by 25% by asking yourself this one question that I'm going to tell you. If I was shopping right this second, would I buy this? If the answer is no, out it goes. If the answer is yes, then you might need to keep that. We all keep clothes in our closets we don't actually need, we don't want. Now, oftentimes we just keep them there because we want to keep our closets busy, or sometimes we don't pay attention to it. But when you empty your closet after removing the clothes that you might not need or you don't actually put on, you get time to put in new stuff. So now that way you can keep your wardrobe fresh, and you could have a few pieces that actually make sense and actually you can put on. Try that out. You're still watching the Fashion Climax show. I'm Ivan. That's what I had for you for the fashion day trend as well as the fashion tip. Now, if you want to be part of the show, get to our Facebook page, The Fashion Climax. The same name does run on our YouTube channel, The Fashion Climax. Be part of my social media. Like I keep saying, my Facebook is at Ivan Kakulu. My Instagram is at Ivan1, and my Twitter handle is at Ivan Kakulu. Thank you so very much for being part of the show. Now, like I said, right about now, let's get to meet the designers. I've been dressed by Jaycob. You can see beautiful outfit from home of the gents, and he did make me look like a gentleman. Keep it Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. It's UBC. So this detail, you learned it, or that's how you've been?
I think it's one thing that when it comes to fashion that you have to particularly not look at assembling of clothes or what you're going to wear. Or okay, it's a cliche that a tie has to look like a pocket square, or your tie has to look like a label flower, or your shirt must have a blend with your pocket square. So it is one thing that we have to look at. When you're wearing something, you wear something that is going to give you a pop. And I think accessorizing, we've seen it so much for the ladies. When we see a girl do a choker, when we see a girl do maybe a bit of the rings and the other things they tend to do a lot just to bring out the beauty. I think it's a thing that we also have to switch to the men. So though to some people, sorry for the audience, those that may think it's a gay thing, but it's one thing that helps to pull out your look. Because the first thing before you get to say that you're smart, you have to feel yourself you're smart. So if you're smart in what you wear and you feel it, you'll have to embrace it and even put it out there. And I believe it's the accessories that give a lot of
the details actually does count.
So
now moving on to this interview is going to be a very upside down, because I wanted it to flow a certain way. But when you talk about certain things, I like the less shorts. What do you feel about these trends? These are new trends. We're talking about trends that have been around for like 2 weeks. The brand new, two weeks, 1 week ago. So what do you feel about the broad rompers and the less shorts? Because this week on the show, that's what we're talking about.
Because now when you look at the less shorts, I think to me, I don't usually want to get into a trend. At times I usually have to bring in the confidence of someone. What works for you might not work for me.
Would you put them on?
No.
What would be your perception when you see someone put on a romper or the less shorts? What would be your perception about that person?
I think because I wouldn't want to judge someone because of the way they dress. So maybe that's how they feel comfortable in what they're wearing. So to me, I'm not into trends because I believe trends come and go. Trends, it's an evolution.
Yeah.
So on chapter, it comes in, then it's off. But if it's what is on, hey, put it off and do it your best.
Exactly. So, what would you expect from a designer? Of course, a designer will tell you pretty much everything is okay. You ask a designer, is it okay to move out naked with just very, very well designed boxers? A designer will tell you that's okay. I mean, the designers. Well, now let's get back on course. So, where did you start from as Home of Gents?
Uh, Home of Gents is a brand that is under growth, and I think it's a process that we get to see from starters. I started way back from what people think it is. It's a local market, or it's the downtown. I believe where we see legit and we see the bespoke and we see the uniqueness. I believe there is something that gives a touch of looking at the background or where you get to come from. When you look at what we are wearing, what the fabrics that we are wearing, we do not get to see, because what people will look at, they will see the red carpet. What is he wearing? I want to see what is he wearing. You forget that this has first go back to the first, which is the best of the fabric. There is a tailor involved. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process. And to me, I would attach what brought me to like the fashion industry and have the interest is I like so much to do with fabrics. My passion for fabrics gave me a bath of, okay, if I can look at something and like, this can make this can look good on this one, it can look good like this, and I'm like, okay, so then what does it really take? So with that, I think it helped me bath the passion of and giving it a brand.
The Home of Gents. So, for how long has it been around?
Home of Gents, we little in business. We're now in for our third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
That's quite some time. Some time. So, did you import, or how did you start? Because I know a lot of designers. You go downtown, you pick stuff from there, you bring it and sell it to people in a combined beautiful form, like the way you've dressed me up. So, where did you start? Did you import? Did you get stuff from downtown first of all?
Because now when you look at what you're wearing, it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll say basic of most people don't like to hear the word imported, but me, because what I get the basic or the start of a suit is a fabric. We import these fabrics. When you come to our show, you get to notice that you will see a fabric that is on the wall and get to appreciate it from there. But until you get to see what comes out of it, you will never get to notice this can really come out beautiful, like the way you're wearing that jacket.
All right. So now we're talking about fabrics. What fabrics are trending? Okay. Or maybe we can start from what we're putting on. What kind of fabric am I putting on?
Because what you're putting on is a checkered. It's a checkered cashmere. Cashmere is a mix. It's an ingredient of wool and cotton. It has a 50% wool and then it has the 50% cotton. It's a bit of an indigenous kind of blend because they have to do much of wool and less of cotton, so that to have a balance of it gives it more of a vibe and then brighter.
All right. And what's your fabric? Because it's slightly shiny. I would like to think it's different from what I'm putting on.
The kind I'm wearing, it's a fabric. It's called Tyra. Tyra is you look at there is a particular ingredient. It's called viscose. I'm sorry, I'm talking a language of fabrics here.
Yeah.
But you excuse me. But it has viscose and cotton, and less of wool. Because with that, that's why if you get to give it a touch, you get to feel it has a bit of a smooth flow, which is a bit of the woolen bit that has a finish. So much of it's much given to the polishing as the finishing product.
So now the question is, when you a designer, how well do you know that things or the fabrics you're working with? Like I said, I'm quite excited to host this incredible gentleman after dressing me up in this beautiful outfit. The detail, the knowledge about each fabric, the detail you give to everything does count. Now that is what I'm appreciating about you. I mean, I've not had interviews with designers like this, giving me new names I didn't know about. So I mean, it's the new to me. Yes, right? So you've been around for 3 years.
Yes.
Now this is 2017. I'd like to thank you. kicked it off around 2015. My mathematics is not good.
Yeah,
Was it around 2015?
Around the end of 14.
End of 2014.
14.
So when we talk about 2017, we already in the middle of the year. What do you have to say about the trending fabrics and designs from from what your clients are ordering for 2017? How is it so far for a designer like you?
I get to appreciate the fact. Now I will talk to a perspective of men because those are it's my clientele.
Yes.
There is a trend that is into when it comes to the suits. The people are getting to walk away from the shiny. I don't know if you've seen those shiny, the so glossy and
Yeah.
shiny. At times, some people always.
Aren't those suits for Congolese?
Yeah, you got it out of my mouth. So
No
that-
offense if you're Congolese and you're watching the show. Completely no offense.
But we get to see that it's not because of the character of the fabric, but before even you get to appreciate the fabric, that you get to notice how will it work for you and when do you when do you get to wear it. Now when you see such fabric, because of they have much of a presence of polyester in them, so when it comes to Uganda it tends to be hard to wear because it will burn you and it does not give enough.
No, but you see sometimes a person that is purchasing a particular look, we sometimes don't know what we want.
Now
It's
that's
true.
what-
So now that's why I'm asking 2017, what has been that look your clients want that particular look?
The look that is on of that is much of the tuxedos. The tuxedo, not like the way you're wearing. That someone is going to do a jacket. We used to having tuxedos of having the lapels being all black, but we're seeing it now that like the jacket he's wearing, you see there is a turn on the lapel, being the same turn to the fabric of the jacket that he's doing. And I think it's one thing that we have seen much being embraced into the West African trends. And when it comes to Uganda, I thank and thumbs up for other stylists and designers that are out there. I like the game. The game is quite.
So you're quite pleased with how the fashion is
people-
moving. But of course, it's true how Africa actually is becoming the lead style continent right now in the world, as people are trying to get into the chitenji back in Europe and much more. So now, what would you call your style? Like your general style? Is it casual? Is
general-
it's
My general style, I'm much of focus. I'm pulled onto to the modern gentleman or the urban gentleman when it comes to wearing a suit, because I won't say I go into the streets kind of fashion. I'm much of the urban gentleman of a man who's well suited and who likes bespoke, tailored suit. This is a tailored suit.
hey, banange. But are those expensive? Tailored suits are the quite
Uh,
expensive. They are quite
it's-
pricey. They one more, oh no, they're quite pricey. You need a tailored suit. It's quite pricey. Anyway, as we wrap up, I'm sure you've worked with a couple of. Which names have you worked with in the industry? It could be TV, it could be music. What projects have you worked on so far?
I'm so much. I do deal with. I don't specifically have a particular class. I'm so much. I do. Someone comes in, then like, okay, I have a wedding. Can you do this piece for me? So I don't have, like, I would say I'm into the A class so much, but put me in A, put me in B, put me in C.
You're good. So for the 3 years, I don't know, it was really like learning to you. I didn't know about you. So actually, I think we should take it upon ourselves too. This gentleman, the Fashion Climax, is going to be here for him. This guy is supposed to be the next big thing. I mean, anyways, okay. Lastly, there is a lot of young people out there these are kids that are trying to break into the fashion industry. They want to be designers, and they want to be some of them want to be stylists. So what advice do you give that kid out there that wants to do what you do right now? Not particularly exactly what you're doing, but they look at designers and they were like, okay, there is Jaycob, there is you, there is Abrams, there is a lot of people. What would you give to them?
I think it's one thing is it's a cliche. People will say believe in yourself first, but it is something that is inborn from inside you. You got to love what you do.
You can't buy it.
Yeah, and you can't buy it. There is no cost attached to it. Love what you're doing. That even tomorrow when that money is not coming as you expect it out of your designs that you're selling, but there is something that it does pushes you on to do that dress. It pushes you on to tailor, to sit on that machine. The money comes. The money comes. You can have the mullah, but it comes with patience. But above all,
So, ladies and gentlemen, you exactly know the person I'm going to befriend. when you see me with him, don't wonder, this is the right person, not right here. So yeah, it's really much about.
Yeah, it's much to do with
coming in from within.
From within. You know, when I love so much, I usually tell the youngsters is, you know, we go to school. Our parents give us the basic, which is education, and we appreciate parents there. But it's one thing I think we get to ask our kids what they're passionate about, what they like. Because if someone loves something, even when the money is not flowing in, they will keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, and that's it gets to, it gives birth to the creativity. It gives birth to the morale. It gives birth to the discipline. Because even when it comes, it's not about how someone is going to dress or how much someone is paying you for that particular look, but you're looking at someone first before he puts on the suit. Is you yourself, you have the imagination of how will I look in that piece, and when you get to appreciate that, believe me, the world is small for you.
You heard for yourselves. This is Jaycob. I mean, he's giving you what you need to do. It's not about just looking at him and you fancy doing whatever he does. You've got to actually have the passion. You've got to have the talent from within. So how can people find you?
People can, you know, it's a world of the social media and everything.
Checho,
Yeah.
auntie, that's why I asked.
So you can, I use the brand name, which is a Home of Gents. So you can go to Facebook handle, use Home of Gents. Also Instagram, I use Home of Gents, and even Snapchat for Home of Gents. The contacts and everything, you get them there.
Killer Kitty, you can just find from there.
Everything is there.
Nice to have you on the show, Jaycob.
Pleasure.
When I come to you next time, just be ready, because you're still watching the Fashion Climax show, where you got a broadcasting corporation. My name is Ivan. Like I said earlier on, 2 designers I do have on set, and I have the beautiful, amazing Sham. She's my friend, right? Sham, nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me. Anyways, Sham, you're a designer, and you shooting today. So I came around when you're shooting. So as a designer, what is your touch to fashion?
Well, what's my touch?
Yeah, like what's your personal touch? What direction do you take when you're styling people, or people actually direct you in the direction they want you to?
No, definitely as a designer, you always have, that different things that you have to bring to
What
the
is-
industry, because, everyone is
Yeah.
doing that. We're having amazing designers in the country and all over the world. So what makes you stand out is, something different to do. And specifically, I love, dealing in couture, haute coutures. Something that is a bit messed up, or it could be something simple, but just a little thing that there's always something. Like when you see an actor that has my look, you just know that it's me.
So as a designer, finally, just give that lady that is watching the show right now a tip they can't go without throughout the day. That kept secret you have for them.
Wow, a lady, when you're dressing up before you leave the house, I think I learned this from the late free John Rivers. Yes, before you leave the house, look in the mirror and remove one thing from your outfit. It works for me. It works for me.
I've actually heard about that. I just didn't know it was
Yes.
John Rivers.
Yeah.
Watch it after dressing up completely. Remove the one last thing you put on.
Yeah, there's not the one last thing. Look in the mirror and remove something. We always love, all the accessories, earring, necklaces. Maybe the necklace is not working. Maybe the earrings are not
True.
working. Maybe something is not working. So you just remove one thing. Maybe you need to have the hair held up and it's low. Just look in the mirror and just remove something. It works.
Thank you
It
so very
works.
much. Now, on set, of course, I have Sham. Just give us your last, of course, your last remarks, and give us how people can find you on social media, of course.
Of course, social media, Instagram is mostly what I go for. It's Sham_Tyra. All my details are on there. That's my handle. I know I'm an Instagram person, so I need to venture in the rest of the. Yeah.
You're still watching the Fashion Climax show. My name is Ivan. This is Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, and this week I was bringing you two amazing designers, Jaycob and Sham. Now, Jaycob did dress me up from home of gents. Look at me, $1 million. Thank you so very much for being part of the show. And remember, every single time you miss a single show, not meaning that you should miss a single show, go to our YouTube channel, The Fashion Climax. Now the segment does run on our Facebook page, The Fashion Climax. Be part of my social media. Facebook, I'm running at Ivan Kakulu. My Instagram handle is at I am Ivan1. My Twitter handle is at Ivan Kakulu. I'll see you next week. This is the only real fashion show in this country. I keep telling you that. Now keep that registered in your mind. Keep watching me.